gonna be honest with you, most brands actually have the Klaviyo setup, but they're completely missing out on SMS. They either avoid it completely, thinking it's just a bit too private, they're doing it all wrong, sending way too many messages, using the wrong provider, being super expensive, or just blasting everyone out, or just annoy customers instead of generating proper revenue. But here's the reality. But what if I told you that there are brands out there that focus on a proper SMS strategy and they pull in an additional 10 to 15% on top of their existing email revenue with just a few tweaks here and there. My name is Lucas, and after working with dozens and dozens of 7- and 8-figure brands, I've seen it firsthand what's working when it comes to SMS and what's definitely not working when it comes to SMS. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact framework that we use when it comes to the SMS setup for 7-figure brands. And I'll show you how to make them work alongside your emails and definitely not against them. So here's what we'll cover. First, we're going to go through which provider to actually use. Second, we're going to go through how to collect SMS subscribers without killing conversions or annoying people. Third, we're going to go through the perfect campaign schedule when it comes to your SMS. Fourth, we're going to go through the flows, which SMS tags you definitely need to have. And as a fifth step, we're going to go through the big question, SMS versus MMS, what's better and what you should use when it comes to your strategy. So let's jump into this. Let's start with the biggest question, which SMS provider should you choose? Emotive, attentive, SMS bump, PostScript, OneText, Klaviyo, there's so many, and I've worked with all of them, so you don't have to. And yeah, this choice is a very important one because it basically impacts everything. Based on the cost, it might be that you're not profitable. Based on the attribution, you think you're profitable. And like, there's so many things that could go wrong here, so I take basically all the lessons that I learned, so you don't have to run through all the different tests. But in my opinion, there are mainly two things to run. Either I would stick with Klaviyo native or specialized platforms such as, for example, OneText. And I'm going to show you why I'm going to choose these two in a second. So let's start with option one, native Klaviyo SMS. The biggest advantage of using Klaviyo's native SMS is actually attribution accuracy. What this means is if you run email and SMS through Klaviyo, you basically eliminate all the double attribution nightmare. When you use separate platforms, what I've seen is that you basically send a customer an email and a text, and the person opens both and makes a purchase. Both platforms actually claim credit for the sale, and that basically makes reporting an absolute mess. The worst part, most platforms count your SMS send as an open because you cannot track open. So they're just saying, okay, if you send it out, they probably open it. So if you send it out and then send an email and they, buy from something, it just calculated as a sale. So that's definitely not the best strategy in my opinion. With the native Klaviyo, you get clear attribution data. There's no double attribution. You basically have everything on one platform. You have the customer profiles. You can do, you have all the engagement history in one place. And it's just, way easier for you to have when it comes to workflow, right? You have just one platform to manage. You don't need to, check different platforms. This matters because, to be honest, the accurate data basically leads to better decisions where to invest your money. Like if SMS is profitable, if you should send more, if you should send less, blah, blah, blah. In my opinion, there's only one downside. The SMS features are just like not really up to the best standard when it comes to all the different specialized platforms, but it's fine. Like you don't need to have crazy as long as, things are cost effective. It's the best. They are, the conversation capabilities are limited. They like some of the interactive features that can boost engagement, but you can just work with that and still be very profitable just by sending the SMS. Especially platforms like OneText, they definitely have their place because, for example, at OneText they give you the interactive feature, like you have basically a two-way conversation, and they actually do that for you. And then also they actually have credit cards on file, so people can buy within a conversation. Right? That's pretty insane. So that's pretty cool, and that's something that can help. Just make sure to set everything up with proper UTM parameters, and then you should also be quite clean there. Quick question here: are you an e-commerce brand owner, CMO, COO, or e-commerce manager of an online store? Then make sure to schedule your free email marketing audit. In the description, you can find a link. It gets into my schedule, and then we have a super chill conversation. We go through all the different strategies when it comes to your account. I'm going to show you how you can scale your efforts. Worst case scenario, you have a step-by-step roadmap on how to scale the email backend. Best case scenario, you found a partner that can basically tackle all of that, so you can have full focus with all the other stuff while having peace of mind that someone else is taking care of the emails, so you can scale profitably even further. Thank you so much and have fun with the rest of the video. So which should you choose? In my opinion, as I said, if you're starting out with SMS, go just native with Klaviyo SMS. It's easier to manage and you won't have to deal with that messy attribution and so many different things. If you're more advanced and you already have solid email revenue and you want to create very interactive experiences, you can use platforms such as OneText. You just have to understand what you want to stick to for the longer period, because it takes some time and most of the time they have longer contracts and stuff like that. So make sure to being consistent there and then use one of those two platforms. Now let's talk a little bit about how to collect more SMS subscribers overall. So you picked your SMS platform. Now how do you actually build a list? This is where, in my opinion, most brands screw up. They either use the same pop-up form for both email and SMS, which is a massive mistake. They just have like, hey, put in your email and SMS. That's like the worst. Some offer the same incentive for SMS, so they have a two-step where basically you collect email first and then SMS, which is okay, but also not the best option. Or people just bombard visitors immediately with a pop-up form like, hey, give me your SMS. That's definitely not the best. In my opinion, there are 4 things to focus on when it comes to actually having a setup that works. The first one is the 2-step collection process. As I said, you ask for the email first and then you ask for the phone number, and you definitely want to have specific SMS incentives. So what you're going to do is you basically have 10% off and then you have a 15% off, or you have a 10% and then free shipping, or free shipping and then 10%, or 10% and whatever. So you basically want to cycle through the different incentives. So there's actually a reason why people should give you SMS, right? The next one, what you can do is you can have an SMS only pop-up form for existing email subscribers on Klaviyo. So what you can do is on Klaviyo, you can just click on your pop-up form and then select show this pop-up form to people already on Klaviyo. And then you can set that up, because then you just select the SMS collection and then you basically collect the SMS from your email subscribers. What you can also do is you can have a post-purchase SMS collection, so you can ask the phone number for the phone number after purchase. Or what you can do is you can have cross-pollination emails. I do have another video on that, so make sure to check out some of my other videos where I go through that strategy in more detail. Now let's talk about the perfect campaign schedule. You've built your list, you chose the provider. Now, how often should you send? If you send too many, you'll annoy your subscribers and you basically have high unsubscribe rates. If you send too few, you're basically leaving money on the table. So after testing different frequencies across multiple industries, this is what our data shows. At least your frequency should be around like 2 to 3 messages per month, maybe 4, and depending if you have like bigger sales, you can use that as well. So what you can do is you can have 2 primary promotional campaigns where you just go through a new item, a new product drop, a sale, a flash sale, an SMS only sale, whatever it is, and then use exclusive SMS setups as well. So for example, summer sale, blah 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 blah. Can also work with quizzes if you have some, or like blog articles if you launch something, but I would rather have it around about like all new launches, new sizes, back in stock, promotions, instead of like very long. Or what you can do is you can have it very communicative. So you ask questions and then based on what someone replies, you then handle that conversation and then close them through that. These are, in my opinion, the best frequency and the best type of campaigns you can send. Now let's talk a little bit about the SMS and flows. So you definitely want to have the automated flow setup, because that's where SMS really shine, in my opinion, because you basically generate a ton of revenue automated just by using that. So here are the 4 flows where you definitely want to have one. So first of all, a button checkout and a button cart, absolute must have. If someone is abandoning the cart, you want to hit them up with an email. You just need to make sure that you are compliant with the rules. It basically says that all behavior-based triggers, you can only send 1 SMS, and that's what some people actually do wrong. So make sure to stick to 1 email there, 1 SMS. And then you can just basically do super generic, like, hey, we noticed you left some items in your cart. Do you have any questions, blah, blah, blah. Your card is saved here. That's enough. Like, you don't need to have crazy copy. You can make it a bit tailored to your brand, but that's pretty much it. Same for the browser abandonment. Make it helpful rather than pushy. Provide the link back to the viewed product, back to the cart, and then use that. The browser amendment will have way more volume than the banner checkout and banner cart, and is actually on the SMS side one of the best performing flows. So definitely make sure to have that. Show the item, use an MMS in that case, and show the demonstrate product that they had interest in. Then of course, welcome flow, have a dedicated welcome flow. You can send more here, so I would actually use that. So try to show different angles, show different items, collections, whatever it is, and go through the offer that you provided them with. And then post-purchase also work with order confirmations, shipping updates, and delivery notifications. That's really, really good, because that's basically, you're building trust on that channel if you update them when it comes to their order. And SMS is something that people open a lot, so that's where things shine as well. You can also use the post-purchase flow as an upsell later, because that's also not a behavior-based flow like the browser amendment. You can actually have more SMS here, so use that to your advantage with the customer win back, post-purchase, whatever it is. Use a few more SMS there, and you can have some cross sales as well. Awesome. Now, last but not least, SMS versus MMS. The final piece of the SMS puzzle is deciding between those two, because MMS is actually more cost heavier. You have more characters as well, and you can also attach an image. However, I want to be extremely clear. In my opinion, MMS is simply not worth it for 99% of brands, even though it might look cooler. It just, you think it's more engaging. You have pictures, you have longer messages, you can have emojis, but it actually costs you more. So you're not running, you maybe make a bit more revenue, which we haven't seen, but it costs way more. So what you want to do is, you don't want to run MMS, you actually want to do SMS and try to be within 1, maximum 2%. So don't use emojis, because with SMS, you pay per text. With email, for example, it's a whole different game. It's very cost effective. SMS can be very expensive if you don't run it the way it should be run with, as I said, not many emojis, actually known emojis, and being below 2, maximum, most of the time 1 SMS text characters. I think it's 160 characters, but your SMS provider will show that to you. So that's that. And yeah, I've tested it across dozens of brands. Their click-through rates aren't really different, basically the same. So make sure to stick to what's most ROI positive for you. So let's recap what we covered today. We covered the platform selection, we covered the SMS collection, we covered the campaign schedule, the flows implementation, and the SMS versus MMS. So if you want us to implement all of that, make sure to click in the link in the description, gets to my scheduler, and then we have a super casual conversation. We talk about SMS, email, power forms, deliverability, whatever you want. Basically show you the step-by-step plan on how to grow your email list and make more money from that. See you on the call. Bye-bye, take care, happy scaling.